Hey, you're listening to Big Blend Radio with Nancy and Lisa, the mother-daughter team and publishers of BigBlendMagazines.com. And our next guest, Maralyn Hill, the tandem traveler. She's known as the Epicurean Explorer as well because she knows all about food and wine. She's also one of our Big Blend experts. If you go to VacationStationMagazine.com, if you go there now, you'll see her article that she's talking about today about going to Kingsmill in Williamsburg, Virginia. But she's also an Eat, Drink, Be Merry Magazine.com as well as SuccessExpressMagazine.com. We were talking earlier about books and publishing, and she knows all about that. She's an author, co-author of 3 books, one of them being Our Love Affairs with Food and Wine. Who doesn't like that? I have a lot of affairs with food and wine. She also Cooking Secrets, The Why and How, and Success, Your Path to a Successful Book. You can get all her books online on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, all those great online stores, but you can go right to her website. It's booksbyhills.com. Also, follow her travel blog, whereandwhatintheworld.com. And if you're into food and wine, check out the EpicureanExplorer.com. Maralyn, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Go
ahead.
Your past guest was really interesting, and when it comes to intuition, 75% of the women are more intuitive than men, according to Myers-Briggs type indicator. Just so you have that little tidbit of information.
I have no doubt in that stat at all.
See, Maralyn, you know what that means is that Nancy, for the rest of the day, will go, Lisa, you see, I'm right again.
Well, I say that often to Norm.
Well, I know, but when I talk to you, it's like, okay, it's like talking to my mommy. She's like, no, now, Lisa, this and this. You know, you ladies know this, you know.
It's nothing against men. It's genetic.
It's multitasking.
It's genetically programmed into each and every one of us what our basic functions should be. Men are supposed to be the protectors, hunters, right? And we are the nurturers and gatherers. So we have to have intuition because they're off doing their thing while we're left alone picking blackberries. So you got to know when something loose.
All right.
Or something.
Okay. This is going to be a great show. So Maralyn, no, it's true because I mean you do a lot in business. You've hosted events. You've done so much in regards to public speaking and all of that too. I mean, it's interesting that ties in as well with where you went in Kingsmill Resort in Williamsburg, Virginia. Now that is a place where people go do all these meetings and everything. And that's what Norm was doing, right?
Correct. Yeah, I accompanied him to a meeting so that where he was speaking, and it is, you know, an insurance meeting. What can I say?
You read off to the winery is what I read.
I did. And one day I did go off to the winery, the Williamsburg winery. Well, I've been to Williamsburg, and I absolutely love Williamsburg. Really? And I've been to Kingsmill before, but that was years ago, and it was to golf. And it was, you know, to see, you went to Kingsmill, you went to Williamsburg, and you went to Busch Gardens, and Kingsmill has shuttles to that too. But it was basically a golfer's paradise. You have all these condos set up that are like little houses with, you know, a couple different units. And then they're very nice, and what's happened is it's always been Southern hospitality and good golf courses and tennis courts because tennis became very popular at one stage too, and you know the spa was just like there as an appeasement, I think, to begin with, but they've changed that to where it's becoming world class, and the whole thing is phenomenal. They've hired a new executive chef who is so talented, and they're more into now with Xanterra purchasing them. They're more into doing as much locally as they can, and letting the local people know what's happening and expanding, and they've become so focused. They offer so much. I mean, they just opened a lazy river, one of those that you go down in the tube and you go around.
Oh, I like those. So I could
okay. Is this a real river or is it a water park?
The James River is the real river that goes there.
Okay.
But this is like for kids, a water park. They want to be their own destination so people can spend some more time there and just stay on property. And they've opened a new restaurant, James the Landing, and that's really, really good. That's more seafood, which is not up your alley, but they do have an Italian restaurant too, so you would like that.
I was looking at, can I just speak about the food and the sunset that you guys experienced while enjoying your food? I mean, seriously, Maralyn, I'm like, wah, because it looked like, it wasn't all seafood, but it seemed like everybody was, looking at, sustainable food from the area. But that sunset, you were right on the river, right?
Yeah, we were right on the James River. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And they have so many nature paths and trails. And
so I would dig it.
Whether you want to hike, jog, or walk, it's scads of acreage. And the scenery is just beautiful. And just to go out in that environment is exceptional.
Well, what I thought was interesting, you talked about the golf courses, and I didn't know you golfed, and I'm like, okay, did you ever see our golf lessons that we did in Yuma? Did I ever send you the videos of that?
No, but
I'm going to send you that.
Might be interesting.
No, it's really, Nancy put it to Benny Hill kind of style music, which it totally was appropriate. When you first learn how to hit a golf ball, which we did, but I was like, okay, I'm going to try this, But what I thought was interesting, because it's a Xanterra Resort, and that's connected with the national parks, and hey, we got 398 now. But you said the golf courses in your article, you said they were certified Audubon cooperative sanctuaries, and this is something Nancy and I have seen as we traveled around now, that a lot of golf courses are becoming, really sustainable. They're using reclaimed water and things like that. Is this the same kind of thing, that they are using reclaimed water, or is it just that the birds are hanging out for the water?
I would say that where they are located, it's an ideal environment for the birds. And I'm not sure what they're doing with reclaiming their water. Quite frankly, I didn't investigate the golf that closely. That was when I was originally there. That wasn't something anyone worried about, was the sustainability factor. So it's nice to see the change. It's really, really nice to see the change. And I was, I really enjoyed just like walking, going to the spa.
I know you like the spa a lot.
I like the spa a lot. They did a really, really great job. And then, of course, I interviewed the executive chef. And I always ask chefs when I interview them, what they like to do. Do they like to work the hotline or the salads? What aspect do they like? Because it's amazing. A lot of them like the hotline. Some of them like the pastry. Everybody has different preferences. And the chef said, I like the wow factor. I like to do banquets and have them have a wow factor. Wow. So he is so creative and just really, really talented. And
would this be the kind of place you would see like ice sculptures and things like that at a banquet, or more casual than that?
I think eventually that's a possibility. I think it's probably a possibility now, because the chef is certainly talented enough himself, but the executive chef has a lot he has 4 or 5 food outlets there to manage, and so he has sous chefs and assistants, and so he's really more in a teaching role and a supervisory role and a leading towards change role into being.
It's interesting because when it's a Xanterra Resort, And they do a lot in the national parks. I mean, like Death Valley, we're looking at going to Scotty's Castle in that area. And, you know, they're just all over in the national park system, and I think the state parks too. And, you know, here they took over this resort. Does it seem from the first time you went there that they're more family-friendly, that they're more open to, you know, more families, and they're being more sustainable because they're a Xanterra resort?
I think they're more sustainable because they're a Xanterra resort. Mm-hmm. I think it's always been, I don't know that it was always, you know, I can't say that I thought of ever when I went there that it was so, I mean, it wasn't family unfriendly because you had these big condos, but you went there to golf. You went there to golf or play tennis, or you went, now a lot of people went because it's right next door to Busch Gardens, so it's easy to get the shuttle there. So that would be more family. So
now Busch Gardens, did you go? Have you been to Busch Gardens there? I remember they had Busch Gardens in Florida too. Yeah.
Yeah, I have, but it's been probably the early 90s. So
well, Maralyn's going to have to go back.
Yeah, you know, I just think I was very impressed with Xanterra, and they haven't owned it that long. You know, it takes time to make changes. But it's not that there was anything wrong with what was originally there. It was a classic resort with golf course.
Because you said that there's a lot of cottages on site that are privately owned, and you see that typically on a lot of golf resorts, that there's the privately owned, and then there's, you know, the condos. So is the balance
the condos are privately owned too.
Oh,
and
really?
They go into a rental pool. So someone owns a condo, and they have to keep it. They keep it in the rental pool. And with Xanterra taking over, people are probably being pushed into upgrading condos. You know, when you're part of something like that, like Enchantment Resort, they have to upgrade every couple of years, whether the owners feel that it needs it or not. Mm-hmm. And but I think that Xanterra probably will help sell or buy out people that don't want to adhere to what they're doing or take them off the rental market. But
that's interesting.
They're going to be adding larger homes than what they have. These are the condo units are like 4 units, 5 units to a building. I'm not sure, but they're going to be doing some big houses with lots of bedrooms, so that they'll be ideal for family reunions and
so it's like a vacation home. And that's cool. I wanted to ask though, because when we talk about food, I always laugh because, you know, you've taken Norm to some spa kind of places, and Norm's like, I'm bailing. I'm not eating that.
He wants his steak.
He wants his steak, and we have a great photo. You have a great photo of that. Yes, Norm got his meat. Was he happy with the food? I have to always ask for him.
Yes, he was happy with the food. It's you know what? Men like the food there.
Okay, and the women?
Oh, no, the women like the food there, but and the presentation was good. I just think that there'll be some more creative and just as tasty and luscious with the current chef that they have in charge.
Good. And then for meetings, like I know Norm was there and he was doing an insurance.
Oh, but they do have a spa cafe too.
So did you eat there?
No, I didn't because I had an appointment.
She's like, I'm eating steak with Norm on the other side, steak and crabs.
No, I don't eat steak.
You don't?
No.
Ah,
I used to. My taste buds have changed. It's just a texture thing now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So do you eat chicken?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I eat chicken. I eat bison.
Okay. Yeah, you did that in South Dakota, huh?
Yeah. But I fixed some the other night myself. So I eat turkey and I love fish.
Maralyn, listen, your things that you were doing on Facebook the other day, I just want to say, Nancy went and made pizza after that.
I eat pizza.
I know you eat pizza because you were putting photos up on Facebook of where you were eating pizza. Where was it? Oregano?
I love
oregano.
Yeah, oregano. I was like, Nancy, make pizza, and she's like, I have pizza dough.
No, but I have it now. I've done the bread thing, and I'm like over that now. I still do it, and then I went to the pizza dough thing. Now my next thing is I'm going to make my own pretzels.
Yes,
and then. And then eventually my goal is to make croissants and
I'd like you to make calzones.
That I can already do. It's a pizza folded over in half.
You haven't done it yet. What's for dinner tonight?
You have to buy ricotta cheese or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
End of story.
Maralyn, check it out.
Croissants are good, Nancy. That's a good one for you to learn.
All right. I like this. But, yeah, Nancy actually went and made pizza, and she actually, trust me, she actually is now actually putting vegetables on pizza.
Very
the only
good.
Vegetables we've gotten far, other than olives and mushrooms, she will put artichokes, and she will put zucchini.
And
we're done at that.
I know what to do now.
And onions. Onions are really...
onions, yeah.
Really,
that's a given in anything we do here.
And mushrooms.
Yes.
And green peppers, too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. See, those don't count as vegetables. Vegetables to me are like broccoli and
but Maralyn,
things like that.
I'm like you on the steak. To me, I don't want a steak unless it's really nice and tender and it's cooked, but it's, tender. It should be that you could eat it with a fork pretty much.
Yeah, see, I'll take, sometimes if I'm at a banquet and I'm served a filet, if it's medium rare and real tender, I can take 2 or 3 bites of it, and that satisfies me because
me too.
It's just the texture is different. I don't like it overcooked, and it's not. It can be the best steak in the world. Everybody can be raving about it, and I'll pass the rest of mine to Norm if he wants it.
And he'll be happy. He'll be like, yay. He'll give you excuse me.
I put my foot on my shredder again.
She's shredding as we speak. There went Norm's steak for the night.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between the bison and the beef for you? What do you taste there that's different?
The texture of the meat.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like it better?
I like bison better. Yeah.
I've had some bison at Jeremy's, and I liked it too.
It depends on how it's prepared. If it's overcooked, it's terrible. So.
Oh, it's right in Kaka. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Kingsmill sounds great, and I want to Kingsmill.com. That's the right website, right, to give out for people to check it out.
Yeah, and they've got everything there that you can check out thoroughly on all the different services they offer. They've got bike rentals. They've got
Skagways.
Skagways. You can do Skagway tours, which are fun, and all sorts of stuff. So I highly recommend it. And as you said, for corporate meetings, it's great too.
So do you find it a destination on its own?
Yeah, I do. I do. But if I were going there and had never been to Williamsburg, I wouldn't pass up the opportunity.
Well, we'll check it out because Williamsburg in that area has got national parks, so
that's a place I've always wanted to go.
We're going to have to go up there. Now, Maralyn, you're going to Hawaii because I have you back on the show November 2nd, I believe, to talk about Hawaii.
Yes. Wow. I'm going to Hawaii for 4 days of nonstop meetings. But the meetings are looking at different properties and seeing different things. One for our IFW conference.
Well, we're expecting photos of both you and Norm in hula skirts.
And I would like you to...
No, Norm doesn't get to go with.
Then we're definitely expecting photos of you in a hula skirt.
Can I just do a teenage sound of like, dude, that's so wrong.
No, I feel bad he doesn't get to go with, but Michelle and I are in nonstop meetings. So quite frankly, for the airfare for 4 days, it's not worth it.
Wow. But you'll be, you know what?
You need to escape.
This way. Yeah, it's going to be nice. You'll see hibiscus. You'll see, beautiful flowers. You'll see, it will be, and you'll see the ocean. Because right now you've been home for, a week or so? So
that's right. I've been home for a little while, and that was another thing. The grounds at Kingsmill, the flowers and everything. Oh, they were gorgeous.
Oh, that's awesome.
Absolutely gorgeous.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
And you're right. Everyone liked that sunset photo too that you liked.
Yeah.
There was a young couple when I ended up taking their photo and sending it to them. They asked me if I would do that, but they have live music. So at night there's live music out there for entertainment.
Cool. So I like that.
I'm
checking out those CDs, by the way, from the Eastern European countries that you went to. I'm checking those out. I'm hunting them down because, I do love jazz. I love it. So you got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. It inspires me. I think whenever people travel to other countries, I start getting into the music, and I'm like, okay, that's it, man. I'm into that instead of everything we see or hear on TV and mainstream media. So I love that when you travel. It kind of gives me that, let me go check this out. You always remind me to go check something else.
You even like yodeling in Switzerland.
Yeah, I like that. Maralyn, always a pleasure. Say hi to Norm for us, okay?
I sure will.
And go fix him a bison steak and send one here, and we'll send you some pizza. I'm going to send you an email. We got stuff going on in January. We're gonna do some crazy things, and we want to finally meet you two. So, everybody, though, again, Maralyn's article about Kingsmill Resort. Again, you can go to kingsmill.com, but go to vacationstationmagazine.com. It's right there on our homepage right now. And if you're listening to the archive of this show, if you go to the expert section of Vacation Station, you'll be able to find Maralyn there and read her article on that and her recent trip as well to South Dakota, where she spent many days enjoying all kinds of good stuff, including Mount Rushmore. So check that out. And don't forget, you can follow her on her travels. Go whereandwhatintheworld.com. Don't let her fool you about her being home for a week. That's unusual. And go to booksbyhills.com as well. Thanks so much, Maralyn.
Thanks, and have a great time.
Thank you. We will.
When do you leave again?
Well, you know what? We're in production until I'm emailing you. We have stuff going on. It's cool.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
We're coming to see you.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.